want you to hate yourself from the top of your
Go down to the description box right now to hear more Malcolm, less Martin, my man Riz featuring Conway the Machine in its entirety in the description box right now, exclusively on iTunes. Don't wait. Hit the button right now. Let's go. We have a number of other great interviews. Oh God and I were talking just to give a little bit of dialogue throughout segments about a publicist, man, because we're about at that time, the Uncensored Truth podcast. Well, we really need a publicist. We're looking out there. If you're sitting there watching right now throughout the commentary, the Uncensored Truth podcast, we're looking. So if you know anybody, if you are one yourself, please drop a resume in any of the emails. It'd be at ohgod@hiphopun.com or myself, Sam Ant at DLS Media INC1 at gmail.com. You can hit either one of us up and we'll definitely get the information to each other because we need one ASAP, man. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So definitely hit those emails up if you know somebody or if you're one, yourself. Now, Wendy Williams, pretty much is back in the news, and we talked about her, a few weeks ago, I think it was, her talking about her overcoming her drug addiction. Well, she, pretty much left a statement and said, and I quote, "I've been living in a sober house. I've had a struggle with cocaine in the past. I've never went to a place to get treatment. There are people in your family, and it might be you. I want you to know more, of the story." I guess she did this on her show, today, and she's pretty much, claiming that now she's sober and she's overcame, this. Now
Hi, welcome back. So you know me for being a very open and truthful person, and I've got more to the story for you. The truth. Kevin and I have the Hunter Foundation for the Good of the People, and we recently launched our 888-5 Hunter number for those of you caught up in the struggle of addiction. Well, for some time now, and even today and beyond, I have been living in a sober house. When you see me come to work, glammed up, right after the show, I go across the street, I do my Pilates. I told you 2 hours a day, I like to take care of my body. And I've had a struggle with cocaine.
Yes. Now, this is something that's been commonly known. I guess people kind of joked about this, but we kind of took, a different approach and, pretty much sympathized with her and said, look, that you're a champion for being able to overcome, because they had a whole era, the crack era, where people didn't even know about that. People didn't make it, what I mean? So, I think that she should be proud of where she came from. And obviously, her sharing this, I know for a fact, is going to help other people. We know how that effect works.
She lives on TV, and right. She gets a lot of criticism because she's very old into a lot of other people's business and throws that on the air. People obviously, for good reason, get pissed off about that. But one thing you got to respect about that woman is she lives her life on there too, and some things she keeps private. And if they happen to come out, she acknowledges it, and she's never afraid to acknowledge her own faults. She was on her show. And what you read, they have a clip of it, and her emotion it was spewed all in it. You could tell that it was something that really got to her, that she's living in this house and she's still dealing with addiction. And even at the height of your fame and everything's supposed to be great, you never know what's going on when the curtains are closed or what's behind closed doors. For her to be living that right now, outright in front of everybody, as much as you may think about Wendy Williams, and if she talked about us, we'd be talking shit about equally back to her. But you got to acknowledge and respect somebody's strength to be able to go out there and deal with the darknesses they have in their closet out here in the light in front of everybody to see, man, and deal with the criticism and all that, man. Salute to that, for real.
Yeah, it takes a brave person.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, salute to Wendy, definitely, for that. But yeah, man, another episode, of the Uncensored Truth podcast, in the books. We were talking about Mike Trout. I guess we talked about that, briefly, pretty much him signing, I think the biggest deal in baseball history. Now, we were talking about Mike. You were telling me that he might be coming to the Phillies. Obviously, that's probably not going to happen, right now. But the details of the deals, he signed a $430 million 12-year extension with the Angels, the biggest deal in history. Sam, man, what's your thoughts on that?
Goddamn, I wish my son played baseball, man, because
Right.
Baseball's giving some lucrative deals, damn near $500 million. Salute to Mike Trout. He's a Melville Bull, South Jersey Bull.
Yeah.
So obviously we have a connection with the South Jersey connection. So salute to you. A lot of people out here in this area were obviously really excited on the hopes of you coming out here with Bryce Harper now and playing for the Phillies and playing for your hometown team, something that you've always expressed of playing for, to be able to play for the Phillies. But hell, you think about Philly in December when it's cold as hell, or LA and chilling. So, I mean, biggest deal ever in baseball history. He'll be able to have cribs in both places. That's a guaranteed contract. He's looking at probably about $36 million a year, $223,000 a baseball game, guaranteed for 12 years. I mean, life could be worse.
Yeah, that's a great deal. You know what I mean, right there. Shout out to him, for getting that deal, man. I like it to see stuff like this because it just raises the bar for somebody else to break that.
Yeah,
just like you talk about, like everybody's talking about football, and we could talk about this too. Landry, who just came, y'all just signed him from the Giants. Is wanting to wear the deceased, Sean Taylor, as you see him right there on the table, jersey, and it's been a controversy going back and forth because he wore 21 with the Giants. Sam, man, I know you intimately, definitely a Redskins fan, definitely Sean Taylor fan. How do you feel about Landry wanting to wear that number?
It's a disgrace, and I'm gonna tell you why. Even if and he was supposed to be a diehard fan of him. The reason why he has number 21 for the Giants was in memory of Sean Taylor. You can't do that. That man is gone. The number 23 will never be able to don the Chicago Bulls jersey again. There's certain numbers that a number 20 will never be able to put on a Detroit Lions jersey ever again. That's Barry's. There's certain numbers that will not ever be able to be touched. And for you to sit there and even as a fan, even try to do that is very disrespectful. You can't do that in memory. Why don't you put on number 26 his jersey in college? Why don't you commemorate him like that? You're not going to go to the team. You'll never live up to that. For you to put that jersey on, you'll never, ever live up to Sean Taylor. It's not going to happen, man. So I wouldn't even do that to yourself. It's very ignorant for you to say I'd apologize immediately, put the fucking 26 on and keep it moving.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, man. I think it was one of those jerseys that got to stay up there in the rafters, man. That's Hall of Fame. Nobody else should wear that jersey. A legendary player. Sadly, miss an unfortunate situation that happened down there. I think it was Florida, where it happened. So, yeah, man, definitely not, man. You tripping, Landry, for that one, man.
I mean, and Clinton Portis, which was another one of my favorite players for the Redskins, his number was 26, but I'd accept that more than 21. 21 will never, ever be worn again. That's in the Raptors.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's no reason, and you can't justify that. Hell no.
No doubt, man. But yeah, man. So, yeah, man, another episode of the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Old God, is in the books. We want to talk about this briefly, but, if you didn't hear, Jay Prince posted up a picture today with a few people, namely French Montana, and I guess they not allegedly now, pretty much have gotten YBN Almighty's chain back. What's your thoughts on that? Just briefly, him, working his politics, getting the chain back.
Good for him. Would love for him to come on a podcast and speak on it. We'll love to talk about a lot of different things. Seems to be out on social media now, hearing a lot of different things. If you happen to check it out, happen to see the podcast, watch the content that we had on you. We'll love to have a conversation with you, brother, and dig into it. Whether you agreed with what we said, whether you disagreed, we'll love to have a respectful conversation and just talk about a lot of business talk and beyond, man. It'll be great. Yeah.
That's what we need, that publicist. So if you know any publicist, or you want to, we're looking to hire one, right now, my email is oldgod@hiphopun.com, or Sam, man, I think it's DLS1 Media.
DLS Media Inc. 1. DLS Media Inc. the number 1 @gmail.com. Yeah,
and please get in touch with us if you know somebody, if you're one. ASAP, we're ready to get rolling with that publicist. With that being said, man, another episode, is in the books. We'll be back, Thursday. If you're listening to this Wednesday morning, or wherever you're listening to this, we want to say we do appreciate it. And if you can, just share this podcast with just one other person if you can.
Indeed, man. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. We got an off day tomorrow, but you can catch us Thursday evening. We should have Kenyatta Griggs. If not, we're going to have him Friday. If not, we're going to be live doing what the fuck we do.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen out here with these people, but we're going to keep it rocking on the Uncensored Truth Podcast. Thank you for listening on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and all major online outlets. And of course, appreciate each and every one of y'all that watch us on YouTube, whether you watch on Viral Hip Hop News Uncensored.